Hi guys.
Hi everybody, we're back with the Angel and Shainey cooking show. Yeah, and we're dancing about it. Okay, so today we're gonna make a really super easy recipe for you.
Is Corona.
We're gonna make Corona beer bread, and we picked Corona because, well, you know why.
Well, you know that I'm gonna stir this, right?
So first thing you do, you're gonna start out with a big bowl. But this recipe is really easy, just a few ingredients.
It's like 20, half and 4.
So we started out with flour. Here's a little cooking tip for you. Remember how we said recipes are just guides, not something you want to follow
You don't follow a recipe.
Don't follow it word for word. And here's a little cooking tip on why. Most recipes say to sift your flour, and if you're like us, we're too lazy to sift our flour, and we don't even have a sifter. So
we gotta pay for one anyways.
Yeah, what we want to do is instead of, you just use that to do your hair. Instead of sifting the flour, what you can do is just cut the flour a little bit. So the recipe actually calls for 3 cups of flour. We have about 2.5, a little over 2.5, and that's because we did not sift the flour. So we want to cut the flour just a little bit. Because if you notice, if you don't cut your flour, you get a harder or thicker bread or cookie. So that's a little cooking tip that they won't tell you about. They just tell you, make sure you sift your flour. We don't sift our flour.
We don't sift
Okay, so put the 3 cups in there.
Ooh, how many?
The whole thing. Just dump the whole thing. There we go.
This is, guys, look. That is a
A lot of flour. So the next thing is we did not use self-rising flour. You can use self-rising flour instead, but if you don't, you want to put 3 teaspoons.
What?
There you go. 3 teaspoons of baking powder.
I like baking powder.
Yeah, baking powder makes it obviously rise.
It looks like it's like hard sugar.
Hard sugar. Look, it does have a look of powdered sugar.
Ooh.
All right. Did you get it in there? Okay. All right. And if you look at recipes online, they will say to use 1/4 or 1/3 cup sugar.
For the whole thing?
We are using Grandma's recipe.
What?
And Grandma's recipes like us, it actually calls for 1/2 cup, which is going to make a sweeter bread. But we like sweet. So go ahead, put it in.
I don't need the sugar, but...
No, okay. There we go. Good deal. So mix the dry ingredients.
Oh.
So you're going to stir up your dry ingredients really good.
Oh my god, it smells really bad.
Does it smell good? It's supposed to smell like sugar.
It's supposed to smell like sugar, I know.
All right. So after you get your dry ingredients, you want to go ahead and put in
Don't leave it for 24 hours. Don't leave.
Obviously. You want to put in your beer. Now, it's supposed to be at room temperature.
What's beer?
This one is, can you tell I don't drink beer? This one actually is not at room temperature. It's almost at room temperature, but you should leave it out overnight. We did not. We just left it out a couple hours. So.
What?
So that's what we're going to do is we're going to add it. So what makes beer bread is the beer, but the beer is actually what makes it rise because beer naturally has yeast in it. It's how you make beer. And then you don't have to actually put yeast in it. So you want to stir it. Here. Alrighty. I'm going to stir it. So you're going to stir the whole bottle or can. You want to use at least 12 ounces.
That smells so bad.
So it doesn't smell the world's best. But if you like the smell of beer, it smells good.
I don't like the smell. I don't like it either.
No, I'm not a big fan of it either.
I hate you put that many in.
Well, you got to put the whole bottle in.
Why do you have to? Oh my, no. Why don't you just pour the whole thing in it?
Pour the whole thing in.
Oh,
all right.
Ew, this thing.
And then you're going to mix it up really good. Now, while I'm mixing, try not to spray the camera. Angel's going to spray our pan.
Well, don't spray me. It might hurt my eyes.
Or he's going to try to spray our pan. There you go.
It smells not good.
It doesn't smell good either. It's an aerosol. A lot of not smelly good stuff. But I promise you might not smell good, but it does taste really super good.
If you make a mistake, you can actually just rewatch the video again.
That's true. If you make a mistake, just watch the video again.
Just watch it.
So.
And you'll... I'm gonna put more.
That is plenty.
That's extra. Guys, look at it. Look at it.
Yeah, we got too much pan spray in there.
Do not
taste
You
funny.
guys don't even want to smell this stuff.
So what we're gonna do is we're gonna kind of wipe it around a little bit.
What?
Because all you need to do is grease the pan. You can use butter. We use pan spray, but you can use anything. Okay. So there's your pan. Now your dough, it's going to not be as thick as
it's gonna be like a little hard, I think.
Well, it's not going to be as thick as what you normally would have bread dough, because bread dough is a little more thicker than what this is, but it doesn't come out as hard as typical bread either. So
I don't know like everything, so kind of.
So it will say in recipes to pour it into the pan, because you will pour it. You can see the kind of consistency of it.
You don't want to.
Kind of a little more
You do
jiggly.
not want to tell the recipe. You do not want to listen to. So please, guys, remember.
Okay. So we're going to put it in the pan, and as you can see, it's not as thick as like a biscuit or a typical bread. So if you come out and it's not thick like bread would be, then you got it right.
Yeah. Oh my God! Everybody cannot see us. Guys, gonna see it?
So yeah, that's what it is. So you're going to shake it down.
Oh God!
Now, here's another little tip.
Oh, can I do it? Do I have to spray a little?
You are going to paint it. So if you want a nice crispy top to it, you're going to take a little bit of butter, and this is actually country crock. It's not actually butter. Butter makes things a little thicker, and oil will make it a little thinner. But we want to go ahead, a little baking tip, if you pour a little bit of butter or oil on top of your bread and brush it around, make sure it's brushed evenly. Okay, you don't want to brush it hard. Don't brush it hard, because otherwise you're mixing the oil down in it.
Okay.
So you're just going to tap it around and make sure that it covers the whole thing. There you go. And if you have too much, you can kind of get it down into the sides. Which all it's going to do is make it come out of the pan better.
There's so many oil right here.
Okay. That's good. That's fine, baby. It's fine. Okay. Good deal. So that will make it a kind of a hard, crispy crunch kind of crust. If you don't want a harder crust, you just don't put the butter on top of it. But if you want that nice, pretty golden look,
over here.
You want that golden look to your bread, you're going to brush it with an egg white.
You want to see it? Well,
there you go.
Can't really see it.
So now you can put it in the oven for 1 hour. It does take a while to cook. 1 hour on 350. Make sure your oven's fully preheated, because bread is a little more sensitive than most things.
Don't wait.
So we will see you in 1 hour.
Bye.
Bye for now.
Hi.
Hi. Okay, we're
back.
We're back. And
we got this. Oh.
Here is our bread.
We got this.
Okay.
Do not use that at home with kids.
Yes. Don't use it unsupervised. So here's our bread, and as you can tell,
I eat it.
It has a nice hard shell. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna slice it up and see how it tastes. Okay, that's enough.
It's hard.
All right, yes, it's hard.
And can almost break my finger.
We're using a bread knife.
Oh!
We did cook it for 1 hour, and then we let it rest for 15 minutes so that when we cut it, it didn't just fall apart. So
It didn't just fall apart like
there it is in the inside. So hold on, wait. We're gonna get you a slice on from the center.
I want to eat it.
No, I'm going to give you a piece from the center. From the center.
This is good. I wish you guys could eat it.
Okay, so there it is, nice and good, nice and hot. We're gonna put a little butter on it.
Oh, I love butter. Can you put some of mine right here?
Okay, well, I'm gonna give you half of this one. Okay, you and I are gonna eat. That's an end.
You eat that one. I'll eat that one.
Okay, we're splitting it in half. She hasn't figured it out yet.
I'm like, wait, should we eat that one or that one? Wait.
We're cutting it in half. Okay, so here it is. This is why you use a bread knife. Okay, there you go. Let's taste it and see how it is. Pretty good.
Want to eat the whole thing, guys?
We probably will eat the whole thing. Well, thanks for joining us, and catch us next time.
So, bye.
Bye-bye.
Well, wait. Let's eat it.
You don't have to watch us eat the whole piece. See ya.